Hello, my Not Sorry gang. So with the poll, you guys did want a bonus vlog on alternate perspectives on the questions that were being asked during the Battle of the Sexes collab. And so I was able to collect a few other opinions from a few other people. Thank you guys for whoever participated and contributed. I always love viewer engagement. And so shout out to you guys that provided me with a little bit more information and your own opinions and perspectives on the questions that we had. And this time I am going to start with the female perspective and the female question.
I just realized the whole ladies first, letting women go first, holding doors, going first up the stairs is not for chivalry, it's to look at our butts.
And so the first one that we got from our episode was, why do women reject men so much? And so the answer to that is that we have standards. We know what we like, we know what we don't. And if they don't fit in the category, then we're not gonna take anything further. So it's basically just not wasting anybody's time. The second one is, why don't women get to know men before rejecting them? And so that's exactly what they said, is not to waste anybody's time. It's a common decency. And if they don't like you, then they don't need to take it any further or fake like they do.
If I don't like you, I don't like you. I'm not going to show you I like you if I don't like you. Why am I going to fake I like you if I don't like you?
The other one was, what if they have a good personality? And so basically they said attraction is huge. Of course, there are a few girls that do prefer personality before looks, but you definitely have to be attracted to them in some way in order for you to want to get to know them and let their personality shine. Another one was, why would a woman lose interest in the perfect guy? And that one is basically just disrespecting boundaries, not having any emotional intelligence.
Baby, let me tell you something. People that do not have emotional intelligence are some of the worst people to be around, because they say the most, they do the most, they don't think. They think what they're saying is making sense. They end up regretting the things that they done said because they couldn't control their emotions. They don't know how to be there for people when they're feeling some type of way. They make the other person's emotions about them. You see what I'm saying? It's like, like, if you don't have emotional intelligence, I'm gonna tell you something, baby. That makes you very much unattractive, despite how good you may think you look. Having an emotional intelligence is very much important.
And then if a man is not a gentleman or is grown mentally behind and outside closed doors. And then, why do women leave men on red and ignore them rather than telling them that they are not interested? And they said it's a waste of time. It's just easier to ignore. It's a simple gesture with low energy engagement to show that they're not interested, and that guys should really just take a hint. And so for the men's questions, I did get a few other answers as well. And so the first one was, why can't men take a hint when we leave them on red or blocked? And then some people said because they're young and stubborn, they don't know how to take rejection well or read the room, or they can't or don't know how to take no for an answer and it offends them. Another person said persistence is key, and you may get lucky and catch them in the right mood, and maybe their hard work will pay off. So I don't know about that one. Probably not. Sorry guys. Like my girls said that, answered the questions. If you're not interested, there's unfortunately not anything or too much you can do to make us interested.
I don't know who needs to hear this, but you can shoot your shot one time. After the first attempt, and if it's not mutually reciprocated, you should probably stop. It just gets weird, it gets icky, it gets creepy. Just take a freaking hint. We're not interested. Don't hit me up. You're gonna get blocked.
The other question was, why do men block women they hooked up with or were interested in one point? And one of them said it's basically just a game to some, and that the goal that they set out to achieve happened. Another reason is because they're too clingy. Other ones that he's never blocked anybody before. Most men don't block women. Like, you know, some of my edits that I put in, that's not really a thing.
Ladies, men never block you, okay? You have to be a real fucking menace to get blocked by a man. Now, if that man had to block you, you win. Okay? White flag.
And what's funny is I actually have a little more to add to that I kind of forgot from my own personal experiences. And so when I ask a guy, like, why did you block and unblock me? Like, what are you doing? Why are we playing games? I'm too old for this shit. And they pretty much said, like, they got attached too easily, that they were afraid that they were going to fall in love, I had got them fucked up.
If he blocks you, and trust me, I'm a man, so I know this to a T, you, my friend, are on his mind. No matter how much pain, no matter how much of an ass he was, you impacted him in more ways than he'll ever admit to you. Men don't block women that they don't care about.
So kind of back to the savage shit, you know, and they like knew that I never wanted a relationship with them. So it's basically trying to, you know, put their own feelings in check, out of sight, out of mind type thing. And then they think they got over it. They try to re-engage and they realize that their feelings unfortunately are never going to change, and they're not able to master detachment or, you know, just take it for what it is. So to me, I think that's wise. I think that they know themselves well enough to make the best decision for themselves. So I will not take offense to that. Another question is, why don't men take rejection well, and why do they feel the need to insult you? And basically it's because they don't like to be shut down or turned down. They think rejected is an insult and it's a knock to their self-esteem. And then the other ones that I don't think anybody takes rejection well, they don't dwell on it. They try to keep their head up and move on. So that's a respectable guy. That sounds like he does not insult people, you know, once he gets rejected, which is great. Unfortunately, it's not too many. There are very few that do take rejection well. Another question we had was, why do men DM when no interest has been shown? And it's more like if they feel like if they pursue the women that they will eventually give in. So it's almost like agreement to that first one. Persistence is key, but that's definitely not the case, guys. We got to get that in your heads. And then the other one was like, it's just worth a shot if you're interested. And if they didn't take the initiative, they would never know whether or not it could be something more, and that it shows confidence. I mean, sure, I'll take that one. Other one is, why do men always sexualize women even when we are at our worst? And one of them agreed with Ray, my guest, to the extreme on seeing a woman in their true state and their true beauty and not done up actually turns them on even more because they've seen him at the worst. And to the right male, that's the true beauty that they see, that it's actually not sexualizing. It just depends, you know, how they go about it doing it. If it's a catcall, that's another thing within itself. And then another one thinks that males just sexualize women by nature. It's completely normal that they're always gonna do it and they can't help themselves. So back to the catcalling, the same person said that catcalling is also natural. It's immature, but it is a natural thing for guys to want to do, and it's their first reaction on what they should do, even though, does it work though? I don't think it does. I really would love to hear a story that when somebody catcalled and they were successfully able to pull them. So if you do, let me know, because I don't believe it. I don't believe it. Fire! The other one was, and they believe the reason why men catcall is because it's a egotistical thing for them, and it's to show their superiority. That I kind of believe a little more. I do men think it's okay to ask for money for gas, and this one did not agree that it's okay. He said it's actually very rude, which I agree, and it's basically because that man is financially unstable of taking care of himself, and he's just looking for a mommy so that they can be taken care of and supported, which, oh, no, honey, we don't do that
Hey,
here.
Google, how you say you got me fucked up in Spanish?
In Spanish, that's me tienes jodido.
Yeah, motero sodito. You got me fucked up.
And then another one said, like, by, you know, if they're really good friends and they're in a financial bind, then maybe that would make sense. If they're in a relationship, yeah, you know, shit happens. But I'm not gonna ask my friends or my partner for money. I'm gonna ask my parents or anybody else, maybe my siblings, for money before I'm gonna ask anybody else. Or even at that, like, I'm a hustler, so I'm gonna sell shit. I'm gonna do what I gotta do to make that money. But I'm not gonna ask, like, and I think that comes as being a prideful person, but I don't think that's a bad quality. I think you should be prideful on not wanting to depend on other people for your well-being and taking care of what you need. Like, to me, that's insane. That one I truly won't ever understand, but that's just who I am as a person. And then one of them, I liked his answer. He basically said, I would never ask a woman for money, and his pride would not allow him to. Now, that's the kind of guys I fuck with, because that's my level. We're on the same level there. Why does men's words hardly ever match their actions, and why do men feel the need to swindle? And basically they said it's just a narcissistic manipulation thing. And the other one said he doesn't believe in swindling, so he's kind of with Ray, like he is a man of his word. So there are still a few. The other question was, why do men fuck up when they get exactly what they wanted? And one of them said it's just a goal for them to reach, something that they accomplished, with which what I agreed with and what I thought and assumed. Also, they say, and sometimes in a relationship, they don't feel respected or honored. And so that's what's going to make them fuck up. Another one said because they're just stupid, which is something I also agree with. And they'll keep doing it again until they realize it's a problem and nobody can fix them. And so it's just, I think that was my case, right? You can't fix somebody that doesn't want to be fixed or doesn't see that there's a problem in their actions. This one I actually really like the answer to, on why men fuck up, because I honestly really kind of agree with it. And he pretty much said that he does not believe it's human nature to only want to be with one person. And so I kind of agree with that. I don't know if I do believe in monogamy. I don't know if I believe it exists. I think that it's actually unnatural for us to only want to be with one person. I feel like as mammals, and it's human nature to want and desire more than one person for multiple reasons, right? Like, now if you had your perfect exact partner down to the T, I couldn't really say about that, but I know personally for me, on why I do not practice monogamy or commitment or anything like that is because I have flavors. I have, you know, who I am in the mood for that day, who's going to provide me the certain thing that I want and that I'm looking for. And unfortunately, I have not found that in one person. Like I said in one of my other episodes, if I could build a man and put all my men together to create one, then yeah, maybe I would be completely happy and fulfilled, because I have exactly and everything what I need in that one person. I think monogamy is more based off like not wanting to add a lot of people to your list. I feel like I could do a whole episode on this, honestly. So I think I might, you know, add it to one of my topics to be able to choose from, because I have a lot of beliefs on monogamy and my disagreements with it.
I don't know if I'm 100% sold on monogamy anymore. Just being real.
But I liked that answer. I think that was a good answer. And also, not only that, just a lack of spark, or just when they feel like they need to get their ego stroked or fed. And then I asked if women are just trophies or accomplishments, and he said to most guys, it's only those that have a big ego, and if they're trying to impress their friends, like making a bet or trying to prove to them that that's somebody that they can get because they're doubting them or thinking that they can't get them.
But how about a chance to prove me wrong? A bet? Yeah. Unless, of course, you're too heartbroken. Just name the terms. All right, simple. I'll pick the girl. Then you got 6 weeks to turn her into the prom queen.
And that kind of, you know, makes a little bit of sense to me. I can definitely see that for sure. Another question is, what makes a man lose interest? And basically they said men lose interest because they feel like something's missing in the relationship, or they're not feeling complete because the woman isn't able to hold a good conversation, or they are controlling when it comes to their hobbies, whether it's hunting, fishing, snowboarding. Like, they don't allow them to do the hobbies alone or do things that they like to do alone. I can definitely understand that for sure. I asked what are some turn-offs, and they said being too clingy or having bad hygiene, which is also a turn-off for me as well. Other turn-offs that they had was somebody that's self-centered or that has dirty feet.
I look good. Like, I know I look good. I know I'm a 10 out of 10. But wait. My feet, not only do they look like aliens, where am I going with these dirty ass feet?
I asked if men like bold women to be direct and, you know, make the first move. And this particular person did say they love it. They love the confidence in a woman. It shows that they are confident, and that's something that's actually a turn on for them, which I think it is for most men. And so I haven't really heard from anybody that hasn't, but I know in my case it has. But they can't really tell me why. So I guess I'm still curious on that question. So if anybody doesn't like it, I would like to hear your reason why. Also, they all agree with me on it is absolutely a double standard when women hook up with multiple men versus men hooking up with women. They don't know why. It's just a normal thing seen by society that when men hook up with women, they are seen as superior. People look up to them. But when we hook up with numerous men, we're seen as a slut, a hoe, a whore, you know, all the bad things that come with it. And unfortunately, I don't think that's ever going to change because people are aware of it. They know of it. They agree with it, but they keep acting the same way. And then also, why do they get mad when they find out that women are talking to other men even though they're doing the same thing? And they basically say it's a dominant jealousy thing, that it's pretty much do as I say, not as I do type shit. And we definitely know that's not what we do here.
Absolutely not.
And he basically said that it's based off the own man's insecurities on why they would make it a double standard and why they would get mad if they found out that you were talking to other people when they were as well. Why do men pay for porn when they can get it for free? And one of the answers was it just really depends on how badly they want to see that particular woman naked. So if that's something that they've always wanted, then they're gonna pay for it. The sexual questions about whether or not anal is gay, getting pegged by a woman, or getting head. And I actually really liked the answer to this question because one of them just said yes all the way through everything. It is all of it. But this other one said it's just their own sexual preference, it's their kink, it's their desire, and it shouldn't be shamed upon. And so those are all the answers that I got from alternate perspectives. Let me know if you agree or disagree or want to have your own input. I didn't get any extra questions on top of the ones we already asked, but I actually do have one of my own to add. If anybody's interested in helping me answer, I'll probably even reach back out to the people that participated in the ones I already had, if they have an answer possibly. And one of the ones that I came up with that I was still curious about is why do men say that they love natural beauty, natural women, but then when you go on social media, all the pictures they're liking and loving and commenting on are all the fakest of the fake? Riddle me that, Batman. And so I'll probably add that as a question, like a poll type question, and see if I get any answers or not. So let me know. But thank you guys who all participated in helping provide a little more of alternate opinions and perspectives. And don't forget to like, subscribe, share, and comment.